The mission of CASAS is to help low-skilled adult learners attain the basic skills to function effectively in the family, in the community, in the workplace, and to successfully transition into post-secondary education and training. We accomplish our mission by providing the best research-based assessments that are aligned to quality curriculum and instructional materials for all of our adult learners, from those that are beginning English language learners to those who need to improve basic skills to get a job, a better job, or to attain a high school diploma and then enter post-secondary education and training programs. CASAS works with a national consortium of state and local education and workforce programs to provide and implement valid assessments for all of our adult learners. Over 30 states participate in the national consortium and are using the CASAS system extensively in programs in their states. Almost all states have implemented CASAS systems in some local programs.
Before CASAS was implemented in my state, the state had no way of verifying program and student progress. It had no way of communicating to funders and policymakers the kinds of jobs that our programs were doing and the learning successes of our students. Once we implemented CASAS, we had a consistent mechanism for communicating this information. Because of the success enjoyed by the State Department of Education in its CASAS implementation, other state agencies wanted to adopt the CASAS system as well, because many of the clients served by these agencies are similar clients. They're undereducated and or disadvantaged youth and adults, and frequently use multiple state agency services. So by us all having the same system and using the same system, we could communicate client progress and successes using the same assessment vocabulary.
Well, as a local provider working with an adult school program in California, it has been just invaluable that all of the adult literacy programs utilize the same assessment, the CASAS assessment. And so it was helpful to us to be able to, when we talked about the students in our programs, whether we were talking to someone in a community college or a library literacy program or a community-based organization, we all had the same language. We all had the same assessment that we used. And it helped us to identify who our students were and what kinds of skills we needed to develop and assist them with.
All of the curriculum materials are identified by competencies, by content standards, and by appropriate instructional level.
The National CASAS Consortium requested that CASAS develop basic skills content standards in reading, math, listening, writing, and speaking. Basic skills content standards define what skills should be taught from the lowest levels of literacy through high school completion. Basic skills content standards are aligned to the national reporting system as well as to the Common Core state standards. Basic skills content standards are also aligned with the CASAS competencies. What they do is identify the basic skills that are embedded in each life skill application in order to focus instruction and to promote improved learning gains.
Assessments are directly related to things that they do as an adult or as a parent or as a worker. And so, and they also are directly related to what their goals are for being in our program.
For qualified candidates to fill their job requirements, employers need workers whose academic, technical, and soft skills align with the requirements of their jobs. They require effective workers who can grow on the job. Acquiring and documenting effective basic skills is where work readiness begins.
Wonderful use of the CASAS test scores at adult literacy program is to help students to determine their readiness for job training programs. The students knew what the cut scores were, and they would also know when they were ready to go into job training. It was also beneficial to share that information with the one-stop centers so that they could make appropriate referrals to adults who wanted to enter our job training programs.
CASAS is using the most current technology to deliver computer-based testing for our adult learners. CASAS e-test has been successfully implemented in many programs, large and small, with all levels of adult learners. The adult learners are excited about taking the assessment on the computer. The assessment scores and diagnostic reports are available immediately for use by instructors. And the aggregate scores and results are immediately available for program administrators to evaluate programs and provide program accountability. e-test has been very successful in reducing costs of programs and streamlining the entire assessment process.